All right, here we go. Another great weekend of action coming your way, trying to earn the points for Kentucky Oaks Kentucky Derby. We start with a huge 50 points for the Kentucky Derby qualifiers. We see this race every single year. It's always a fun race. It's called the Fountain of Youth. Let's take a look at what's happening with this race. It's coming up on Saturday from Gulfstream Park. Mile and a 16th is the distance. Race number 14 is where this race comes into play. All right, so take a look at what's happening here in the Coolmore Fountain of Youth. Jackson Hole, speed to the inside. Rockies Balboa, more speed to the inside. Talking no speed, so Joel will try to be Joel of 2 years ago and close on everybody. Commandment, very impressive, will sit just off of it. Bravaro, also impressive, will sit just off of it. Chief Wallaby is kind of forced into this situation. While he looked great in his debut, I don't think this is a good place for him, but we'll find out. Napoleon Solo, also speed. But I got to admit, I don't trust Kendrick Carmouche to jump out there on the front end, so we'll see what they do. Bull by the horns, I don't know what they're going to do. Global Aviator is a deep closer that had a horrible start last time out. Solitude Dude, speed. Lost Money, Mystery Horse, to the outside. So that's your field of 11 runners. Let's start getting into our scenario, right? Solitude Dude and Jackson Hole are kind of the first two that come to mind. Solitude Dude, because I really feel like they're going to go to the front end. Although Rockies Balboa might be quicker, and Napoleon Solo is also quick, but I just feel like Solitude Dude is going to be in that spot to dictate the pace. But here's the thing about it. Jackson Hole won't be too far off. Now, he's not going to be out like he was last time out. Johnny V will probably go back to what they did in the debut, in that 7-furlong debut, and sit just off the pace so that he can get away from the closers. But there'll probably be a 4-pack of speed with Rockies Balboa, Solitude Dude, Jackson Hole, and Napoleon Solo. And maybe Chief Wallaby, but I doubt that. I think Chief Wallaby is going to try and sit and make that move. So that's what it looks like pace scenario-wise. So who benefits from that? We'll see. Commandment and Bravaro, they'll look to run down that pace. Commandment looks really good, winning his last 2 races, especially going a mile in the Mucho Macho Man at Gulfstream Park. It was a nice performance. Bravaro also had been 2 for 2 and then went in that grade 3 Holy Bull at a mile and a 16th. And, it was first off of a 3-month layoff. So I think they needed that race. And they probably, I know it was decent fractions, but they probably didn't have enough pace to run into. So we'll see if they get a better setup coming up on Saturday. And that's where we come to this point. We're like, okay, we can see what the 2 closers will do. There are other deep closers as well. Pace, there are 4 pace runners. When you have 4, usually you get 2, right? So that's why I feel like Solitude Dude and Jackson Hole will be forwardly placed. The other 2, I hope they go, but there's no guarantee. But one of them should. So now we should have 3 horses out there on the front end. And if we can get 3 horses on the front end, it's going to set up for this. This is the runner I'm going to take, Bravaro. Why? Well, I think he liked the stretch out last time. As I mentioned, he just didn't have enough to run at. And I think he was in that race with nearly just sat off and then drew away. Very impressive. But I think Bravaro is going to be in a great spot. He'll get a better setup. Tyler Gaffalione rides him back. I think we get value. I'm definitely going to go with the number 5, Bravaro, in the Fountain of Youth. From there, let's go check in with the fillies. It'll be earlier on the card. The grade 2 Davona Dale. 1 mile is your distance. Race number 11. Once again, you got the whole 50-point thing happening here. All right. So we're taking a look at what's happening with our runners. And, if you kind of start looking at what's happening here, obviously you have a field of 9. And I think they're very, very competitive. But there's not a tremendous amount of pace. But there should be a little something to set things up. So let's get started with our pace. We think it comes from the outside. On Time Girl. Brad Cox, Irad Ortiz. Look at what she's been able to do. She's been somewhat forwardly placed, now going a mile. I really believe that she is the pace setter. The question is anybody going to jump out there and challenge? And I think there could be a couple of challengers. She Be Smooth is a runner that I think doesn't have tremendous amount of speed, but wants to be forwardly placed. We'll see if they can get to a position of, they'll probably kind of press that pace and sit just off of it. Johnny V on Imperatrice. Almost won the forward gal last time out. I loved the ride. I love what he did. I think he's going to do the exact same thing here going a mile. He's not going to control the pace. He wants to sit just off that pace. And then he wants to be able to pounce on that pace. And more importantly, he wants to be able to beat the closers to the punch. That's important because we've got a couple of closers that I believe are sitting on big performances. Swing vote, Bill Mott, Junior Alvarado, really nice last time out, going 6 furlongs, sitting off the pace, running everyone down. They tried the same thing in the debut. It just didn't work out. Got a better setup last time out, and I think they'll get a decent setup here. I don't know for sure if they're good enough. But 2 sprints, now we stretch out to the 1-turn mile at Gulfstream Park. I think it will be interesting for Swing Vote for sure. Then there's Hot Diva. Hot Diva is intriguing because she's already gone a route of ground. Her last 5 consecutive starts have been a route of ground. Although it being that 1-turn mile at Gulfstream Park, she ended up having to go 2 turns at Keeneland. Now, that didn't work out, and there's a reason for that, and we'll talk about that in a few moments. But we feel like these runners will be in the right spot turning for home. The question is, are they fit enough? And the overall question is always, are they good enough, right? So that's how it looks going a mile in the Davona Dale. I'm going to go with a runner that I believe needed last time out. I believe is better suited for the mile distance, and I believe they'll be sitting in the right spot. That's what I believe. And I believe the runner's going to be sitting in the right spot and will get value is Hot Diva. So here's why I like Hot Diva. So if you're taking a look at these past performances, I want you to go back, and while I put the green next to those 5, that shows you that this runner had 5 races in 3 months. Now, that to me sounds like a lot. And in that 3-month time, we saw that this filly had shown some speed, shown the ability to make up ground, and showed the ability to be consistently competitive. So here's the thing. That mile and a 16th Alcibiades race, that was the 5th race in those 3 months. I think she was just tired. She got a little break. She came back in December. She looked good on the turf. Then she's able to win that cash run. Got into a photo there, that second race off the layoff. Now we come back, 3rd off the layoff. Roughly, it's been almost 2 months since that last race. I think she's sitting on a massive performance. And I think she's going to get a proper setup. And I think we're going to get value. That's what we want. Hot Diva, we get value, going the mile. I think that's really going to be what's going to make everything work out for her. And that's how we do it. Those are their selections. Bravaro in the Fountain of Youth. And then, of course, we go with Hot Diva in the Davona Dale. That's how we do it here on Horse Race Bets. In the meantime, in between time, until next time, we will see you. I'm Ken Rudulph. Good luck and enjoy. Whatever you're into, let's get this money.